One thing I like about this build is that it is a short rest build, meaning all sources of will get restored after a short rest. Hello guys, Genuine here of Genuine Gaming, and here is my Wyll companion build for Baldur's Gate 3. This is not an overpowered build, but a thematic and lore-friendly one. I call this build the hero of Baldur's Gate. Even though it is only a thematic and lore-friendly build, you can play this build on Tactician difficulty. If you find this video helpful, do not forget to like, and for more Baldur's Gate 3 videos, subscribe to the channel. Overview. Wyll is a conflicted and tormented character who is haunted by the guilt of his past mistakes. He is constantly struggling to atone for his sins. Despite his inner turmoil, he is kind and compassionate and is willing to help those in need. I did not build Wyll as a pure warlock, but multiclass him with the fire class. Although he will not be using his dexterity for his attack roll, he is still focused on using a finesse weapon. This is on Tactician difficulty, and you're only going to respec him once as a companion with withers. But if you are using him as an origin character, there's no need to respec him. This made this build good for role-playing. Gear and equipment. Wyll is both the primary striker and secondary controller in your group. Since he also has a very high charisma score, Wyll can also be the primary face of your party in this build. So you have to equip him with gears that increase charisma like Birthright. By increasing Wyll's charisma, you can do a lot of things. The DC of his spells gets increased, his attack rolls on weapons and spells get increased, his damage rolls get increased, and his ability check rolls get increased. In Baldur's Gate 3, it would seem that Wyll is more of a finesse type of warrior than a brute strength warrior, which is why I let him wield a finesse sword like the Falar Alluve from Act 1 to the early part of Act 3. Falar Alluve is a powerful weapon. The problem is that it only has a +1 enhancement. To fix this, I bought the Drake Throat Glaive in Act 2 and gave Falar Alluve an additional +1 enhancement, making it a +2 enhancement weapon. Aside from the +1 enhancement, Drake Throat Glaive also gives Falar Alluve an elemental 1d4 damage of your choice. Then I give the Duelist Prerogative, a very powerful weapon, to Wyll. As a primary striker, give him gears that increase his damage output. Build. For his ability points, make his Charisma 16, Constitution 16, and Dexterity 14. The rest is up to you. For his skills, make sure that you choose skills that get boosted with Charisma. At level 1, Wyll gets Pact Magic and gets to choose a subclass. Pact Magic is simply the Warlock's magic ability. The Warlock spell slots are not like those of other spellcasters, as they can be restored after a short rest. The downside of which, though, is that they have a few spell slots available for casting spells. Another thing to note about the Warlock spell slot is that they are always equal to the highest level Warlock spell that the Warlock has access to. Casting a lower level spell will always upcast it to the highest level available. So at level 1, he gets one Warlock first level spell slot. For the cantrips, let's choose for Wyll Eldritch Blast and Friends. For the first level spell, choose Hex and Arms of Hadar. For our subclass, we will choose the Fiend. It gives Wyll the Dark One's Blessing. It grants Wyll temporary hit points equal to Charisma modifier plus Warlock level. At level 2, Wyll now has first 2-level Warlock slots. He also learns an additional spell. For the spell, he learns Command. For his Eldritch invocations, he will have Repelling Blast and Devil's Sight. Repelling Blast pushes enemies that get hit with his Eldritch Blast. Devil's Sight allows Wyll to see in darkness both magical and non-magical. This may not be that useful at level 2, but this will come of use at level 3 when Wyll takes the Darkness spell. At level 3, we are going to choose Pact of the Blade for Wyll. This would make the Blade of Frontiers, and for our build, the hero of Baldur's Gate. This would allow Wyll to use his Charisma modifier instead of Dexterity or Strength for his Pact weapons. By this time, Wyll also now has 2 second Warlock spell slots. For his additional spell, he learns Darkness. And he is going to replace Arms of Hadar with Misty Step for better mobility. At level 4, Wyll is going to choose a feat. For his feat, he gets to increase his Charisma to 18. For his additional cantrip, he can choose Blade Ward. Mage Hand is also a good choice for utility purposes. He gets Shatter for his additional spell. At level 5, his Pact of the Blade is improved. Now he can have an extra attack if he uses his Pact weapon. For his additional Eldritch Invocation, he chooses Agonizing Blast. This will add his Charisma modifier to his damage roll when using Eldritch Blast. His Warlock spell slot is now equivalent to a 3rd level spell. For his additional spell, he is going to choose Counterspell. He replaces his Darkness spell with the Hunger of Haters spell. At level 6, Wyll is now going for the Fighter class. By multiclassing Wyll into the Fighter class, Wyll can get 2 more feats, as a Fighter can get an extra feat at level 6. At 1st level Fighter, Wyll gets a Fighting Style. For the Fighting Style, you can go 2 ways. If you want more damage, choose Dueling. If you have a more defensive stance, choose Defense for a +1 AC. He also gets Second Wind. Wyll can restore 1d10 plus fighter level of HP by using his bonus action. At character level 7, Wyll gets Action Surge as a 2nd level fighter. Action Surge gives Wyll an extra attack with a free action. This can be used once per short rest. At character level 8, Wyll gets to choose a subclass in his fighter class. We are going to make Wyll a Battle Master. With Battle Master, he gains 4 superiority dice, which he can use for his maneuvers. For his maneuver, choose Trip Attack, Disarming Attack, and Riposte. At character level 9, Wyll gets to choose a feat as a level 4 fighter. Wyll is going to boost his Charisma by 2, making it 20. At character level 11, Wyll gets an extra feat from the level 6 fighter. This time, we give him the Defensive Duelist feat. This allows Wyll to use his reaction to add his proficiency bonus to his armor class when attacked while wielding a finesse weapon. This synergizes very well with the Duelist prerogative and the riposte maneuver of a Battle Master. Duelist prerogative gives the wielder 2 reactions when the wielder offhand is free. That would mean Wyll can use his first reaction for the defensive Duelist feat so that the enemy's attack would miss, then use the riposte maneuver for the second reaction. At character level 12, Wyll gets an additional superiority dice and 2 additional maneuvers from level 7 Battle Master. For the maneuvers, get Fainting Attack and Menacing Attack. Gameplay. Wyll, the hero of Baldur's Gate, is a primary striker and a secondary controller of the party. I usually use his spell slots to cast Hunger of Hater. Hunger of Hater is a very powerful control spell. Once the enemies are placed inside the area of the Hunger of Hater spell, it is difficult for them to escape from the area. Just do not forget that the Hunger of Hater is a concentration spell, meaning Wyll cannot use his Hex spell. Wyll's Eldritch Blast is used to keep enemies inside the spell. If ever they escape, Wyll's battle maneuvers are ready for them. Always use Trip Attack first to gain an advantage on enemies when they are prone. Do not be afraid of using your superiority dice as they are not expanded when your attack misses the target. Another thing I like about this build is that it is a short rest build, meaning all resources of Wyll get restored after a short rest. So that's my Wyll, the hero of Baldur's Gate build. Hope you find this video helpful and see you in the next video. Ciao!